Good evening. It's Jerry again. I just wanted to come on and talk a little bit more about my weight loss journey. Something that I would like to specifically talk about is how my weight affected me as a child as well as an adult. Looking back on my childhood, I never really realized I was overweight. However, looking back at pictures from my childhood, I do see that I was overweight. It didn't really affect me until I got to high school. That's when the weight issues really started to affect how I interacted with my classmates, with society. As a bigger person, I never did like to do physical activity. Kids could be cruel. They could make fun of me. They would make horrible remarks. One time, as traumatic as it was, I had a group of kids surround me. They weren't necessarily looking for me, but they were looking for my cousin, and in the process, they pulled a knife on me, which totally scared me. However, I didn't feel like I could do anything. I couldn't run. I was fat. I was the fat kid. I loved food. I still do. However, you know, being overweight as a child, I missed out on a lot of stuff. I never played sports because I didn't think I was good enough. I couldn't do a lot of stuff physically that other kids could do. In fact, I never learned to swim, not even as an adult, because I was afraid of sinking. And as an adult, I can't learn to swim because I get so frightened that I literally do sink. And they say everyone can float. This girl can't. As an adult, my weight, again, I I've come to be comfortable in my own skin. So I didn't really let my weight hold me back when it came to doing things as an adult. However, there are things being overweight that I couldn't do. Going to a carnival, certain rides, I was too big to ride in. So I missed out on a lot of stuff like that. And then when it came to the workplace, looking back, I missed some wonderful opportunities because of my weight. I had one place, I was as healthy as I had ever been. However, I was fired after a month because I could not get down on the floor and do like a hold on a child. It was like a non defense, it was a defense class working with children in the mental health field. And part of that job was if the child got out of control, in order to protect other children, we might have to do like a physical hold on them. And it was hard for me to get down on the ground and do that in a fashionable slash fast manner. And so while they never said it was because of my weight, because that would have been a lawsuit, I know that it was. There's other jobs that I had. There was one job I had, and the supervisor, I was going for a promotion, and the supervisor himself, I overheard him saying, "Come on, do you really want Jerry to be the face of this organization?" I mean, why not? I was overweight. So weight affected me, physically, but mentally, you know, thinking about those types of situations, it started my anxiety and depression. Not so much as a child, but more so as an adult. And it wasn't the type of depression where I laid in bed and couldn't do anything, but it was the type of mental health depression that stopped me from doing some things that I normally would have done. And let's not even talk about going into the store to try to find clothes to wear. You know, I long for the day that I can just go into the store so that I can pick up something off the rack, try it on, and take it home. Being a bigger person, the clothes are not very fashionable. They're like burlap sacks. Not really, but it's what it seems like. And boots. I have, not only am I overweight, but I've also got something called lymphedema. And the lymphedema makes my legs larger. Something that I have always wanted is a pair of zip up boots that go right below my knee. I can't find those anywhere. Eat because I'm overweight, but I've got the lymphedema. And speaking of lymphedema, I mean, there's other health issues that go hand in hand with being overweight. Just to name a few that I have is I've got type 2 diabetes, and for years, I will say years, it was out of control. It has only been within the last couple of maybe 5 months that it's been more under control. Ever since I started the process for weight loss surgery, that's when my diabetes started being under control. It was so bad that I think it was in 2022, I started having some female issues. Well, let's go back. Even before that, in 2019, I was at work. I fell and I broke my right femur. I had never broken a bone in my entire life until that day, and I break my femur bone. The hardest bone to break in the body. Well, I broke it, ended up having to have surgery on it, ended up needing to go to rehab. Now, my doctor wanted me to be non-weight bearing. So, I was non-weight bearing, and lo and behold, there were things going on with the insurance or whatnot. So they sent me home after a month of rehab. I was still non-weight bearing. And so I went home in a wheelchair, didn't have the physical therapy after I went home. And it was, I did have a walker, but being overweight, learning how to walk after breaking your leg is frightening. Frightening. Somehow I managed with the love of my boyfriend. Thank goodness for Rob. I mean, he worked with me. He worked with me. He was there for me every step of the way. I'm so appreciative of that. So, you know, I think I had such a hard time because of my weight after I broke my leg. So then let's fast forward. The pandemic happened. Uh, we decided to move to Kentucky to live near my mom and to help her. She just had her 81st birthday, so we moved here as soon as the shelter in place lifted. We packed up and moved to Kentucky. We've been here ever since. In 2022, I started having female issues, and the doctors thought I had cancer. They really did. I ended up missing, like, there's a whole month that I don't remember anything that happened. My speech got messed up, everything. And so I ended up being flown to Nashville, Vanderbilt Hospital in Nashville. And I was there, I think I was there for almost a month, if I'm not mistaken. And so while I was there, they kept doing tests. They they never did come up with a reason why my speech was messed up. The only thing that I was told afterward is I had a really bad infection inside of me, and that could have affected my speech somehow. It's strange how the body is connected like that. Um, anyways, I was there for a month, and they needed to do surgery. They had found a a lump on one of my ovaries. They needed to do surgery. They told my brother they were scared to do surgery because they didn't even think I could survive it. So they sent me to rehab. I was in rehab for a month, and then I came home, continued with in home therapy, and then finally had the hysterectomy. Praise God, it was not cancerous, it was precancerous. So I was able to get it taken care of and everything I uh, before it turned into cancer. So besides that, I also have high blood pressure, and that, they call that the silent killer. So there's just all kinds of things when you look at them that weight contributes to. On top of all that, I've also got heart issues. I my heart issues started again, like, I think at the end of 2018. And when I found out that I had heart issues, I was actually in something called bradycardia, and that means that my heartbeat was beating slower than it should. However, after the pandemic and after we moved, I was then told that I had gone into AFib. And AFib, you absolutely feel like you're dying. I mean, there were times I thought my heart was going to pound out of my chest. So my cardiologist decided to do, I don't know what the procedure is, but it's where they shock your heart back into rhythm. And so he did, when I got sick that year in January, right before I had my hysterectomy, I had the procedure to shock my heart. It went into rhythm maybe a couple weeks, and then it was right back into AFib. And so now I'm in what is called controlled AFib. The cardiologist that I'm seeing now says there's other things that they can try to help with AFib. However, with me being overweight, that's something that they don't necessarily want to do. So they actually recommended me to check into weight loss surgery. Now, I will tell you, this is not the first time. Right after I got here, the cardiologist that I was seeing had recommended weight loss surgery. And so I did talk to a weight loss doctor then. However, it, it wasn't the right time. I wasn't in the right mindset, but also the doctor that I saw, it didn't seem like a good match. So fast forward to, I want to say October of last year, the new cardiologist wanted me to see about weight loss surgery. So I said, yeah, I'll talk to him. So this time around, completely different experience with the doctor. Felt that they were really concerned about me, my needs, my health issues, and my concerns. And on top of that, I was ready. You know, I don't want to continue having all these heart issues. I don't want to continue having diabetes that's out of control. My lymphedema, that again, the lymph nodes are not working as they should. And so I have swelling in my lower legs. I'm not as healthy as I want to be. And so by looking into the weight loss surgery, by going through this process, I do believe I'm going to be healthier. I think that it will allow me to be able to do things that I hadn't thought I could do before. It's going to allow me to be here for my family, and it's just going to make my life better. Now, there's so much that I want to share with you about this process, and I'm not going to be able to do everything in this video, but I'm going to show you a sneak peek of some stuff, and I will actually upload these to the YouTube page later. But just a sneak peek, people have said, what kind of weight loss surgery are you having? There's many different kinds. And so the doctor that I'm going through there's two different kinds that he does. There's the gastric sleeve, and then there is what is called the gastric bypass. Now, the gastric sleeve is one where they basically, if you can see this picture, they basically just kind of make your stomach into the shape of a small banana. And so that's the gastric sleeve. Now, the gastric bypass is one where they reroute things. Okay? And on both of these, you do lose weight. With the sleeve, you don't lose quite as much as the bypass. However, it's the work that you put into it. This is not something that is a miracle, way to lose weight. It's hard work. It is a lifetime commitment, and it is something that you have to be ready for, because you will never eat the same way again. Never. And we will talk more about some of that stuff in some later videos. However, I just wanted to let you know that in deciding which surgery to have, it basically came down to my health issue of having GERD. I have really bad heartburn. I have bowel issues. And so with the gastric sleeve, with the sleeve, you tend to have, if you don't have GERD, you develop it typically. And if you do have GERD, it gets worse. So with that being said, the bypass is what they recommend for individuals who have GERD. Still my decision, but I had a meeting with the surgeon. We talked it over, and he recommended the bypass. And I said that was what I was leaning towards then. And my mind totally changed because when I first started talking to him, I was like, the sleeve. I think the sleeve. And after doing more research and talking to him and others on my team, I decided on the bypass. So I'm going to leave you here and we will talk more the next time. And I will get these uploaded later today. All right. Be blessed. Bye.